All right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on which part of the world you are. Welcome again to another great edition of the Logan's Hour. Today promises to be one of the best show ever in the history of the Logan's Hour. So those of you who just joining us for the first time, I want to say thank you for joining us. And those of you who will join us, who also want to say thank you as well. And as we are here, I want to say stick and stay and enjoy the show as we go through. So we're going to be right back. We're going to play our intro, and when we come back, we're going to go straight into our discussion for today. So those of you who just joining us, if you don't know where you are on the Logan's Hour. So stick and still as we go through today's program. So don't go away. Tell someone that the Logan's Hour is on. Thank you.
In a tunebyblog.com.
Papi, why you coming from your breathing like that?
My daughter. Hey, my daughter, yeah. The old people can say that curiosity kill the cow. What your no problem again?
Papi, I really don't have problem. But the way you breathing, sir, it's like you running somewhere.
My daughter, ha yaka. If I give you the little G's, you yourself will be running to the same player running. So you just hold it there.
Papi, Papi, play on me now, lay on me. You know I your daughter too now.
My daughter, guess what? I had to run away from Wego. Ha yaka. Tuesday and Thursday, they got one show in town. They call it Logan's Hour. Man, that ball can talk the thing that are happening in Indiana. Even when you steal, even you doing wrong thing, the boy will talk it. You doing the right thing, the boy will praise you.
For real, Papi? No, they're that kind of thing that we want here all time, yeah.
My daughter, I'm telling you, let me tell you now, Logan's Hour come on every Tuesday and Thursday, 6 o'clock p.m. And when you want to watch Logan's Hour, you gotta be on time, or else you will watch the show after the show. But guess what?
What, Papi?
Just go to Facebook and subscribe to Logan's Hour. You go to YouTube, you subscribe to Logan's Hour. Anytime Logan's Hour coming on, you will get notification. That the notification made me running at the door, my daughter, because I won't be laying back in my living room, man, and get ready to call on that show.
Papi, thank you so much for the information. But see Tommy walking, coming it out. I don't know if I he looking at too. Oh, Tommy!
Oh, what's that? What you calling my name like that for? What you calling my name like that for? Take your time and you get. I'm watching my Logan's Hour. Don't gotta distract me, yo. Wait now. If you ain't got what to do right now, we're already enjoying ourselves. You better get involved with the fries, girl. Tommy? So you today, Papi was telling me that seriously? I'm gonna look for Logan's Hour, yeah. Papi, thank you. Thank you for telling me about Logan's Hour.
My daughter, now Ada, don't say I'll tell you. Bye.
All right, all right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on which part of the world you are. Welcome to another edition of the Logan's Hour. And today is Wednesday, January 23rd, 2024. And the reason why we are here today because yesterday we were unable to come on. And as we stated, we will be trying in our week way at least to be a little regular with the show. So we were unable to come on yesterday. So however, we decided to make up for today. And we want to say to ooh, let me take my glasses out. Yeah. The headphone as well, squeezing the glasses on my face. You know, if you that my hand bluffing been the other day, I said I'm gonna be bluffing on the show. I keep on the show and all I had dark shades on the other day. Everybody go like, what the dark shades for? You see, I was taking the dark shit right here. So y'all get back your way. You see it? What the one reason I wear the dark shades. They'll be seeing what I got in front of me or what behind me or whatever around me. So that's it. All right. So welcome again to all of you who just joined us for the first time. I want to say welcome to the Logan's Hour. And today promises to be a very great edition again. Today is Wednesday, January 24th. Yesterday we should have been on. We try to do that thing now. We're gonna be regular to do what we have to do because like StreamYard, we're paying whole lot of money, so we can be broadcasting just 2 times a week. So we would try sometime when we have the time, we would squeeze in for days that we miss, all the things that going on. But yeah, and stay if you're in the Liberian community. Don't forget if you want to file your tax, we have your brother Sebastian Double tax preparation service is his year, and the name of his business is Neighboring Tax and Advisor Services, LLC, located at 3429 Kentucky Avenue, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46221. So if you want to contact him about your taxes, you can call 317-332-2975. Remember, April 15th is the deadline to file your taxes. Some of you who haven't filed your taxes yet, start contacting Mr. Sebastian Double. You see services that he provides. He provides general bookkeeping, account payable, account receivable, inventory management, bank reconciliation, tax preparation. So all of that, you can call your dear brother Sebastian Double. The number is 317-332-2975. And don't forget, the other day I told you about some of the great things he had. So if you file your taxes, early bird, he got some stuff in stores for early bird. So tell someone that looking out is on because today is it's another day and we are grateful to be alive. And to all of you who has been calling me and sending me messages of at least for the first time since I've been broadcasting, I have received tons of messages from people who has followed the show and they appreciate the show and they really want me to keep the preaching going, and a lot of people are like, oh, we like. But anyway, I can't be preaching. I can just be teaching some areas in the Bible that probably those of the Christians who probably they don't see those portions, so I just bring it to them. So, but those of you who've been calling and telling me, hey, what you embark on is a good job. We appreciate you so much for that. Oh, I want to say thank you. And those of you who don't like that, I also want to say thank you because in life you can like everything. There's time in life. People hate, people love, and whatever situation you find yourself in, yeah, you got to accept it. Like I always say, sometimes when I come up here, I do listen to people. I accept people have their own personal opinion, but your opinion is your opinion. Your opinion don't really matters to me. So it is what it is. Not that we all right, so today again is a very great day, and those are us who are alive at this moment. We want to say thank you so much to the Almighty God, and trust me, every day you see another day, you better be very grateful because you remember just on Monday, the guy who went to Liberia for the inauguration from Minnesota, and he died from heat exhaustion. So you see how it can be sometimes. Sometimes we expect different thing and different thing happen. That's why The scripture say, "Many are the plans in the house of a man, but it's the weight of the Lord will prevail." So, if some of you thinking that you superhuman and only your stuff we happy and don't forget about my beginning and my sister. Then, all right. So, in other news, African Cup of Nations is taking a real twist now, and we're going to the knockout stages of it. We're leaving the group stage now. Today, Namibia and Mali 0-0, South Africa and Tunisia NS 0-0, Tanzania and DR Congo 0-0, and Zambia and Morocco. Morocco won by 1-0. So it was a very, 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 very great game, and we have tons of things to discuss today, and want to say to my own dear papi, Joseph Boakai. I understand that you have returned to work. He had a real rough start at his inauguration. It was a real rough start. Inauguration almost like a big day now. That is supposed to go. You be bluffing now and celebrating now. Yeah, and I win it, and I win it. And then the papi now, the papi were trying to put his words out, and the words couldn't come out at a certain point in time. One of his security guy who was there monitoring closely, and he showed a sign. He said, "Hey, listen, keep your eyes on him." And the other guy came, and they were able to at least grab the old man from the side and held him back a little for him to resuscitate. So it was a hard start for him. I can say here for sure, because nobody ever want to have that kind of start when you going through moreover inauguration, man. Inauguration. Yep. So it was that for let's say Joseph Yuma Boaka. And the Unity Party people, I see some of you defending and defending every little things. So just let it play off. It happen. People get sick. Moreover, Joseph Walker is not the type that we saw in a better shape or better health from the very time he applied for this job. We knew what were going to be some of his impediments, and we agreed to it. We accepted that it is what it is. We understand you have these conditions, but we can still live with it, and we agree to live with it. So at this point, when things are not going the way people expected, whatever is the outcome is the outcome. So Joseph Boakai is Joseph Boakai. He's the president of the Republic of Liberia. We have to accept that. So those of us who thinking that we want some person who going to be an athlete who going to run, and no, Joseph Boakai will not be that kind of person. I can rest assure you. He will do what he have to do. He will play his part, because time in time it has been president come, president go, some strong, some lazy. And seeing how much he's just starting, I would think that we should at least give him a little breathing space to start up. I know it's not easy. It's not easy. So yep. So to all of you who join us for the first time, I want to say thank you for joining us. Those of you who been joining us always on the program, I want to say thank you so much for joining. Thanks for following. I see Emmanuel Moses, Nawansa Topa. He following us from Bon County. Yes, he always on this program, and he wants to talk to us. Moses will try to talk to you. We will find this weekend. I will rest assured you. I will reach out to you, and let's have a conversation, because it's healthy. I should have been broadcasting on the local radio station in Bon County called the former radio station. But the only problem that the broadcast can go through is because we having some internet problem. When you're broadcasting from here, um, back in the mother's land, sometimes the internet services back home is not too okay. So we have a lot of interruption in the broadcast. But I can rest assure you, His Excellency, former President Rufus Tati, he operates and owns the former radio station in Bon County. So he has been in communication. We have been trying as well this time around on a Boaga administration. We have our radio station set up in Liberia. So let's talk about it. We will have some good things going on. So all of you joining us for the first time, I want to say thank you. Those of you who has always joined us, also want to say thank you. Today is a great day. If you can see on the sliding show there, we'll be discussing a few things about the Liberian community of Indiana. We'll also talk about some other issues, but key on the agenda, like I always stated here, we have to first talk about where we live before we can go outside and talk about how somebody else's place is dirty or clean. So we have to clean our own room. So today, we have this issue on hand with the Liberian Association of Indiana. So before we can go through that issue, if you don't know where you are, welcome to all right. So just in case, if you're still looking for which show are you on, keep your eyes open to all right. Welcome back again. This is Philip. So you got Augustine Otero Logan, your lone soldier sitting in studio today, broadcasting on the top of the mountain in Indianapolis, somewhere way beyond Bon County, around Grand Bassa. So, what to say to all of you joining us today? Thank you for joining us. I know my wife can enjoy me when I be laughing at it. You can see I love to see that my beautiful and handsome face. So, anyway, you put it right here. All right. So on a serious note, we have few issues to discuss. We will go around the bush. We'll talk about some other things. But before we can go around, let's just stick to the breaking news here today. I know some of you who has been following us for some time now. You don't know what is going on in the Liberian community as of today, January 24th, 2023. The Liberian Association of Indiana, through its president, Mr. Julius Parker, and the outgoing bull, through its chairperson, Mr. Inisha George, has been sued. And the lawsuit here is not targeting the association, but it has link to the association. But in the lawsuit here, we find Julius Parker. He's one of the respondent, and we have Mr. Inisha George as the second respondent. And the reason why these people are included in these lawsuits because of their role they are playing in the Liberian community. And we will read some of what we have because I know some of you will be interested in knowing. We will read the subpoena. We will also read the exhibits, and we will also go about and also read the motion because I know most people, when it comes to lawsuit, they are interested in the motion. They are interested in the motion. And I know some of you who has been on this program, you will bear me witness. I have spoke on this issue that arose from Julius Parker and Robert Carey and Richard Boya. I came up here, I read all the documents, I read all the response from the president, Robert Carey as well. And just for you to see what I'm talking about here, if you look on the screen, you will see the summary of the case. The case number is right there in front of you. 49003-2401 PL001710. So it's in the Maria Superior Court number 3 PL. So that's a civil plenary. So the court, Maria County Court number 3. So they tapped their civil plenary, and the date it was filed, the date the lawsuit was filed, it was January 12th, 2024. And the status of this case is pending active. What I mean is that the court has served Julius Parker and Inisha George, and both of them were served. I will give you the date that Julius Parker and Inisha George was served. And the petitioner here, the person who sued them, is Mr. Robert C. Carey, Secretary General of the Liberian Association of Indiana. So just so you know, these are some of the things that I have spoke about here over and over. Um, it's been some time now. I came up here and I talked to you guys about problems that existed between the president of the Liberian Association of Indiana and the Secretary General, Mr. Robert C. Carey. And that whole thing that started between the president and the Secretary General came from a common misunderstanding that the Secretary General pointed out, indicating that according to Article 12, Section so and so, that the vice president of the Liberian Association of Indiana was in violation for not attending 3 consecutive meetings, and which, of course, the Constitution of Indiana also states the exact thing that Mr. Carey stated in his court document. So I came up here. Some of you thought actually don't like the president, and I actually stated the exact provision within the Constitution that the president was violating, Article 12, Section 2.6 of the Liberian Association of Indiana Constitution. And we talk about it. I even call on the board of directors. I called on the pastoral council. I call on the elder council of this community to as well come in this matter and try to resolve it as soon as possible. But on the contrary, the president, Mr. Julius Parker, who should have been the one to at least try to cool this tension at the time the tension came up, Mr. Parker played deaf ear to it. Mr. Parker, he was being a little defensive. He was pushing back, and he used one of his surrogate, my dear brother and friend, Mr. Jeremiah Chia, and he used Mr. Jeremiah Chia, and Mr. Jeremiah Chia went out and he ran against Mr. Robert Carey. He called him whole sort of name. He called him a renegade. He called him spineless, and he used all of the adjectives on Mr. Robert C. Carey. And in rebuttal, Mr. Carey also rebutted some of what Parker alluded to. And going forward, we talk about it, and I even provided some recommendations up here that at least the Parker's administration, through the president, should call the Secretary General, because the Secretary General is one of those important people who run the day-to-day activities of this institution. He's the custodian of all of this institution documentation. But the president and his lieutenants, they play deaf ear to it. And today we have reached this far as we have been sued. The president will be representing the Liberian Association of Indiana. And you see, I know, normally when people have lawsuits, it's like you sitting and you receive a quote someone that you have been sued. The first thing that run to your mind, oh, don't take that thing serious, man. I will soon get you it. It's not how it works. In the court, when you are being summoned, and the court asks you to respond to, in your response, you don't just respond to whatever accusation against you by just words. You respond with facts. All right. Let's see in this lawsuit here why or what is it that Mr. Robert Carey is demanding, because you have to take into consideration things that he are demanding, and the judge, in his wisdom, may not give him everything. The judge might give him some. And looking at the Liberian Association of Indiana being a 501c3 organization, that's their status with the fighting code with the IRS. It means that they are non-for-profit institution. They take donations from people and they carry on charitable work. Number one. Now, in Mr. Robert C. Carey lawsuit, Robert is asking the honorable court to please do 5 things. And listen, I'm not in no way supporting, defending, or in any way in anything. I came up here, I spoke my piece, I call on all of the relevant authorities who's supposed to investigate these matters. I call on the churches, I call on the board, I call on the Elo Council, and I even call on Mr. Parker and Mr. Boya. I even said on my program here one time that Mr. Parker should call his wife and tell his wife to cook pepper soup, and call Mr. Boya, call Mr. Kerry, and call some of your elected officials, and let's say that knock the glass and drink your soup and swallow the doma and let it pass. But members of the Parker's administrations, hello, probably advisors or whoever person he listened to, said to him, Mr. Parker, you are the president, you are all huge, Junior Parker. Nobody said this, nobody said this, and you fight, you the hair, you the this, you the that. They put some air in the president bubble and getting to not understanding that just a little needle can take the air from the president bubble. They never thought of that. And the president went about, and even at a certain point in time, the president decided to usurp the function of the Secretary General. The president had the function of the Secretary General being ran by the Vice President and sometimes the IRC chairperson, Mr. Jeremiah Chia. And now we have reached the point where the president will have to account, the president will have to answer. And when you look at the lawsuit, when you look on the screen, I don't know if you can see on the screen here, Mr. Robert Kerry is demanding 5 things from the court. So let's see what Mr. Robert Kerry is demanding here, what Mr. Robert Kerry is asking the court to do. Mr. Kerry say here, number 1, I'm appealing to this honorable court to order, number 1, a forensic audit of the inaugural committee financial report and the Liberian Association of Indiana financial records. Listen, if nothing ever make you scared in your life of forensic audit, if Parker's, Boya's administration do not take this one very serious, it might lead them into something that they do not expect. Because it's like where we are now, it's like when you haul rope will haul bush. The reason why I'm saying that, because if you have a 501c3 organization like LDR, it depends on donations from people. They depend on charitable work and all the kind of small donations received. And those donations received by you as an institution, by right, this December or January, you should be giving each member of this institution $10.99 to file their taxes. It means I pay $60 from January to December. I should be getting my money back to my tax when I file in April or whatever time. Now, if they go through LDR financial records, what do you think they're going to be looking for? They're going to be looking for, number 1, tax filings, bank statements, the list of donors. Now, if you have the list of donors and you see how many dollars LDR have generated over the years, then they're going to ask for the filing records. Those filing records have to include people who pay their dues, and on their filing, if they have declared that LDR have been giving them the 1099 to file their taxes. And when you go too far, members of the association we're going to testify that LDR has exploited them for no long period of time, because no member of this group who paid their dues have ever received a 1099. And by right, if you're a charitable organization, Nobody's supposed to ask you for 1099. If I donate to your institution, at the end of the year, you're supposed to mail my 1099 or email it or whatever way you think you want to do it. So Mr. Robert Carey in his lawsuit is referring to few things that the association need to take very serious. Number one, Mr. Carey said they should conduct a forensic audit. A forensic audit of the inaugural committee report and LDR financial record. Number two, Mr. Carey says that all of his rights, his constitutional rights, be restored, including administrator of LDR general chat room. Those were his rights. It was taken from him and he needed. Number three, Mr. Carey saying here that the vice president violation of Article 12, Section 2.6 be put before the General Assembly as stated in the Constitution. That's one of his demands. Now, his fourth demand here, he said that I get access to the bank account. The Secretary General, he's one of the signatory to the bank account, but the Secretary General do not have access to the bank account. So that's a serious problem. Now, number five here, Mr. Carey saying that the court notify the new board of directors that are being installed into office. So some of you who following us here who don't know these things, Mr. Carey is calling for the entire new board who just they gone Sunday, they were having church service, inducting them into office. Mr. Carey is asking the court to notify that decision of the new board. So there are so many things here. The SG is requesting 5 things the SG is demanding the honorable court to do. Now, let me just say this from my little training in investigations and my little knowledge in investigation. Now that Mr. Carey is calling for a forensic audit, both the LDR inaugural committee and LDR financial records, the court might go beyond that. What do I mean by that? LDR financial record, in your mind, you might be thinking that it will be looking for when Parker took office. But the court might go beyond Parker and extend to J.D. Walker's time. And who will be accounting for those? Will be Mr. Julius K. Parker. Mr. Julius K. Parker will be answering questions from J.D. Walker time, from Ivy Penner time, from Rufus Stati time to his administration. Because the court do not expect that Mr. Parker will stand in the court and says that I don't have record from the other previous administrations. That's not how a legitimate institution runs. Immediately when he says that, or his defense counsel says that, he's going to be into serious trouble because if the first thing they're going to consider LDR to be a booker institution that doing money laundering, that exploiting people. They will expect LDR as a legitimate institution to be able to provide documentations for previous administrations. Now, the issue about keeping documents will be questioned. We spoke about that during the last election, where we couldn't find documents of just attendance records. Now the court will be requesting for financial records. And all the thing we're talking here, so why people thinking that this is a play? When you look on the document here, the court gave LDR from the day they received the document on the 19th. The court gave them only how many days? 20 days to file their response. It's right here. An answer or other appropriate response in writing to the complaint must be filed either within by you or your attorney 20 days commencing the day after you receive this summons. That's why the court told LDR. The court said to LDR that you have 20 days from the day you receive the thing. But if you are mailing it, or if you receive it by mail, you have 23 days. So the thing was some people saying now, I heard somebody talking about, the thing here that nothing. It's not nothing. The court have the right to request documents from Julia Parker administration, Alvin Pennell administration, Rufus Tati administration, J.D. Walker administration, because they believe that this is a legitimate institution, a 501c3 organization that is operating legitimately, so they have all their backups. So this will be a lesson learned that whoever person become president, you have to have all of these documents stored either in the cloud. The day for submission reasons, you can just pull them out and submit them. Now, because money laundering is getting on the increase, the court will have to go beyond that. The court will be looking at the financial institution. Well, I mean the financial institution, how we carry on appropriation within this institution. Because in Mr. Kerry complains to the court, Mr. Kerry says here that the president had the financial secretary signing on checks unilaterally and even had her writing checks in the president's name. That's some of the complaint Mr. Kerry here he have. So, I know some people want to know the actual thing that Mr. Kerry filed on. So I know this is, I don't know if this is the first time for Eddie R to be sued, but this is scary. This is so scary. So if you don't know that this is a serious matter on the basis of what Mr. Kerry is requesting, if the court, because Mr. Kerry is demanding 5 things. Oh, I need all my right be restored. Okay. I need the vice president violation or so be brought for the General Assembly. The court might say, well, that's your own internal problem, or the administration and whosoever person who would decide that one. I need access to the bank account according to the Constitution. That legitimate. Robert Kerry might have access to the bank account because that's what is in the Constitution. I need the board to notify I need the court to notify the new board. Probably the court might say, well, y'all can deal with that internally. But the issue that has to do with audit, Florence said auditing LDI, the court might not know that because LDI is a 501c3 organization. LDI needs to be audited. So this will be your eye opener to whoever person become president. Because the thing here is the court might just request documents from J.D. Walker, Alvin Pennell, Rufus Tati, and the Julia Parker administration. And when the court requesting those administrations' financial records, they will not expect you to go look for Rufus Tati. No. They expect you that taking over for Rufus Tati or you who are the president in current time should be able to provide all those documents. And those documents are serious. I have gone through serious investigation with those. Even currently, some of the investigation I go through, you will be surprised that the court will be asking you for documents since 5 years. Since 5 years ago, when you were never serving in that capacity, the court will tell you, say, these are the documents we need from this period to this period. So, my advice to Mr. Parker and Mr. Initial George, because those are the 2 people who is involved in this case as the respondent. You have 20 days to respond to the court. 20 days. Or else, whatever thing Robert Kerry say, the court going to take that. You heard that? The court said it. The court said you have 20 days to respond. I just posted that. In 20 days period, if Mr. Parker and Mr. Initial George cannot respond to the court, whatever thing Robert Kerry filed for, the court will give him everything. So I read that part. The court said an answer or other appropriate response in writing to the complaint must be filed either by you or by your attorney within 20 days, commencing the day after you receive this summons, or 23 days if this summons was received by mail, or a judgment by default may be rendered against you for the relief of the demanded by plentiful. So yeah, that the court saying you within 20 days, if you cannot respond to everything that Robert Kerry indicated in this his summons, everything that Robert Kerry requested, we will do all. It means the Florence audit, will be done. And let me just say this in passing, though we got more to talk about. You know what surprised me? What surprised me is that the president of the Liberian community, or the board chairperson, Mr. Initial George, or the former board chairperson, Mr. Initial George, received this summer on the 19th of December. We have the 19 gone, 20 gone, 21 gone, 22 gone, 23 gone. Today is the 24th. They have not even notified us. We, as the donors of this institution, we that pay our legitimate dues for our legitimate salary, they care less to tell us that, oh, we have been sued, and these are the reasons why we have been sued. Now, you expect now to go into the cupboards of our money to go and hire a lawyer without even alerting us that you have been sued. New flash. There's an injunction. There is an injunction to put a freeze on LDI account right now. That you will not use the money to fight one of LDI members. And legitimacy, we have to take precedent. The court will have to grant that injunction that LDI account be freeze till their case can be finally adjudicated. Simple thing that should happen. Now, you have 20 days to respond. You have 20 days to make amends. What might happen in the event? In the event, something terrible might happen. When I mean something terrible, what do I mean? I ain't saying something bad are going to happen to the institution or happen to anybody for that matter. When I say something terrible, I mean similar thing that happened to Pharaoh in the Bible. Exodus 14:14. Exodus 14 verses 4. God might just harden the hearts of the president. Tell the president, say, oh, you know what happened? You are the president. There's nothing nobody can do to you. So just do what you got to do. And the president might say, well, you know what happened? I will take the high road. I will go respond to Mr. Kerry. Now, if the president chooses to respond to Mr. Kerry, then mean the president should be fully prepared to present all of those documents. And when an audit is granted, it means the president will be able to account for Mr. Parker's days in office, Mr. Rufus Tati days in office, Mr. Alvin Penner days in office. This is a hard one to just overlook because this has to do with this association repetition. You see, every president should have a listening ear. I can't hear. I talk about it. Oh, Mr. Parker, your Secretary General have the problem. The man say even when you're in Liberia or wherever you went, Ohio, to take part in July election or wherever, you call your wife. And you just said you admitted and your wife called you. What stop you from addressing the situation? I have to reach the court. And Mr. Jeremiah Chie wrote insulting a sitting Secretary General and put your name on it and say approved by the president of the community or the president of the Liberian Association of Indiana. Some of us, I came here, I talk about it. All you care to tell me, say, oh, I'm too ugly. I accept I'm ugly, but my wife loves me. But simple things to address that we as this community members or people who live in this community are supposed to just do in passing, you people politicize it. You people felt that I'm an opposition and anything that comes from me will not be taken seriously. And that's what led us to today. That's what led us to today. Some things should be addressed. Some things should be handled. Why would I want to be an opposition when I have my children living in this community that I want the betterment of this community? Because if this community becomes better, my children will also benefit. Why would I want to be the opposition to what? That when we talk, you don't listen. You don't listen. There you now. We in court. LDI is in court. And LDI will have to go to address these things. So now, if the Secretary General, Mr. Robert Carey, can put on his document that the president, Mr. Julius K. Parker, he have had the secretary, the financial secretary person of Fatima family signing on checks unilaterally. And what the Constitution states that 2 of the 3 signatories to the bank account should be on the sign on check. So Fatima is signing on check and giving it to the president. It's in this document. So it means that Mr. Carey is in possession of some of those checks that were signed by Fatima family. And Mr. Carey also saying in this lawsuit that he, as one of the he is the custodian of all the organization documentation, because that power that was given to him wasn't given to him by the president. That power was given to him by the people of this community, or the people of the association. He was elected as a legitimate Secretary General of this association, so that power cannot be taken away from him by the president. The president do not have that power. The president is just first among equals. And he's saying here that the president have all the time usurped his function as president to take what he's supposed to be doing. So that's a serious charge. Mr. Carey, he's one of the signatories to the bank account. So which means that Mr. Carey should be able to see whatever comes from that bank account in terms of bank statements. But Mr. Carey cannot see any bank statement anymore. The president have removed Mr. Carey from receiving mail and went to the bank and changed the system and make the system to be electronic system where Mr. Carey do not see any documentation that come from the bank. Making my more aware. So Mr. Carey got that in here report. So some of you who just joining us here just for the time, I know it might be a little boring, but let's just go through it small, because I know some people will be like, oh, that'll be too long. Let's just see what Mr. Carey asking here in his lawsuit. So they said the state of Indiana, Marion County, case number blah 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 blah, 5 January 12, 2024. Petitioner Robert C. Carey versus Julia K. Parker and the Board of Indiana. Respondent. Verify motion. So please see attached. Let's go to the attached. Let's see what it say here. Plentiful motion. Plentiful Robert Carey respectfully move the court for a preliminary injunction as set above. Okay, let's leave all that one and that comes straight down. Those are just the introduction. Let's go down all the way down to where Robert Carey sued LAR for. Okay, I'm filing the lawsuit as Secretary General of the Librarian Association of Indiana Incorporated, whose rights have been and is being violated and is dissatisfied with the illegal way the association is being run by the president and the initial George Board of Directors. The Librarian Association of Indiana Incorporated, LAI, is a nonprofit 501c3 organization registered with the state of Indiana. LAI has a constitution and bylaws that spells out the way in which the organization should run. Article 8, Section 5.5 and Section 5.6 of the association constitution have been violated repeatedly. That's Mr. Robert Carey saying that. He come here, he said facts. You see that? Facts. This boy here, Robert Carey, I knew Robert Carey and somebody to just play with. I just knew it. Even during our election, say we were running our campaign, we were doing all our thing about we kind of Robert Carey, we were always careful. Robert Carey is somebody who is principle-minded. And somebody told me before, say, Robert Carey is very much principle-minded. And I have come to realize that over the time since I've been knowing him. And since the people did it to him, I like the way he do it. Gone are the days where we retreat to blowing our friend and cussing it at the park. But now we decided to say, you know what happened? Maybe the Constitution here, we're not understanding well. The board don't understand it well. Let's go to people who will interpret it for us. So luckily for us, Mr. Initial Josh, who was the current board chairperson who was involved with the lawsuit, he was the secretary at the time when the Constitution was drafted. So he will be the one to better explain it to the court. That's a good thing. Robert Carey, I want to say thank you for that. That's a good thing. And Mr. Robert Carey and Mr. Parker, don't see this to be something that the message. No. I see one of my own big brother in my chat room there accusing me that Fede Loki, you happy that Mr. Rawakere sued the association? Why would I not be happy that Mr. Kere were able to use the law instead of slapping somebody in their face? I should be happy that one of our brother is being civilized, that he can use the law and not to slap somebody in the face. Okay, let's go to what Mr. Kere here is saying. Mr. Kere said facts. Malpractices. He said Article 8, Section 5.5 of the LDR Constitution says all disbursement of funds should be made in accordance with the budgetary appropriation, except otherwise approved by the respective assemblies. The president of the association, Mr. Judah K. Parker, have taken money from the LDR account without the assembly approval, contrary to Article 8, Section 5.5. At the end of November 2022, Mr. Judah K. Parker withdrew $3,000 United States dollars from the account without the assembly approval. Between February and May of 2023, the president spent the association money without approval from the association and had even had checks written in his name for what I don't know. Mr. Kerry said that. Virtual or checks with the signature of the president and one of the other signatory to the bank account. The signatory to LDI bank account, are the president, financial secretary, and the secretary general. It is true. Those of you who read the Constitution, it is true. The president had the financial secretary signing on checks unilaterally and even had her writing checks in his name. Money spent has not been accounted for properly. Mr. Kerry is saying that. Now, in December of 2022, a sum of $9,650 was approved by the General Assembly to spend on the inauguration ceremony of newly elected officials of the association. That was held on July 14, 2023. The inaugural board committee that planned and executed the inaugural board financial report was rejected by the General Assembly because the Assembly sensed some form of corruption. And that report was subsequently submitted to the board of directors for audit. The board of directors, through its secretary, Dr. H. Momo Famule, sent out a communication asking Liberians in the community to apply to serve on an audit committee the board intended to set up. In the board communication to Mr. Parker, president, dated September 2, 2023, the board recommended that the inaugural board committee report be processed at it is or LDR contract professional to do the audit. Because according to the board, nobody volunteered to do the audit. On September 10, 2023, President Parker conducted a meeting without a quorum. You said President Parker conducted a meeting without a quorum. The wife of the former president, Mrs. Ruth Clark Tati, even raised the issue that we did not have a quorum to conduct a meeting, more especially to vote on a sensitive matter of such inaugural financial report. That has the attention of the association, has the attention of over 400 members. Okay. The president did not consider the issue of quorum Mrs. Tati raised. He went ahead with the meeting and placed on the floor for vote the committee questionable financial report. 11 members voted out of 400 plus members, which does not constitute a quorum, to accept the questionable financial report within an audit. Later, 2 other members informed me that they applied to the board to serve on the audit committee, contrary to the board statement that not a single person applied. Mr. John Z. Akwe and Mr. Savannah Spiley said they apply and are willing to testify and prove to this court that they did apply to serve on the audit committee. You hear that? You hear that? 2 people willing to testify. The president had denied me access to the association account, which I am signatory to. We had a paper bank statement coming in the mail. When I started raising questions on financial matter, the president changed the bank statement to electronics, so I cannot see all financial transactions. Not me saying it. Those are the things the Secretary General have in his lawsuits. Enough, fini. Long. Let's go down again. Number 2, constant violation of the Constitution. The president, let me say the vice president, Mr. Richard P. Boyer, violated Article 12, Section 2.6 of the Association Constitution that states, any elected officer who is absent for 3 consecutive duly noticed general meeting should have his or her position declared vacant by the state or chapter assembly. Provision of the Constitution and bylaws regarding vacancies should apply to fill the position. Okay. The president and the board of directors have refused to adhere to this section of the Constitution. The president is claiming that the vice president gave him an excuse for not attending the second meeting the vice president missed. And the board of directors, after I wrote them complaining the vice president violation and that this matter be taken to the assembly for decision as spelled out in Article 12, Section 2.6 of the Liberian Association Constitution. The board of directors, in a conference we had on December 2, 2023 with them, the board said that the vice president is not in violation of the Constitution because he called the president to give an excuse. This cannot be proven because there is no record to show that the vice president gave an excuse. The president is calling the vice president up. Moreover, this section 2.6 of Article 12 did not give any condition for which an elected official can miss 3 consecutive duly noticed general meeting. This is nowhere in the Constitution that says that an elected official can miss 3 consecutive meetings if he or she calls the president and put in an absent. Yeah, that power to declare the vice president position vacant is inherent in the General Assembly and not the Executive Committee or the Board of Directors. This, the President and the Board of Directors have refused to adhere to. Since I raised the issue of the Vice President violation of Article 12, Section 2.6, Mr. Judah Parker, President, has violated some of many provisions of the Constitution by starving me on my duly elected constitutional duties. He has violated Article 5, Section 2.3 that says Secretariat should consist of the Secretary General and the heads of all standing and ad hoc committee. He has also violated the Constitution by dedicating the duties of the Secretary General as spelled out in Article 6, Section 1.1 to his wife and order without the Secretary General consent. You seen it? That's usurping. That's usurping. Duty of the Secretary General as spelled out in the Constitution. 1. Secretary General shall be the head of the Secretariat, shall be the custodian of all records of the association, shall record the meetings of all meetings of the State Assembly and the State Executive Council, shall be responsible for all correspondence, shall be responsible for maintaining access control to the association mailbox, should serve as chairperson ex officio on Information and Research Committee. That's it. The function of the Secretary General. The President has stopped me of all these duties by creating a new administrative chat room where I sent out communication to committee heads and did not add me. He told all committee heads not to do any business with me. And even one of his write-up through one of the committee head referred to me as a loner and a renegade. You saw that? I talked about that when Jeremiah did that and referred to him as a loner and a renegade. The president again appointed persons to the board of directors without giving the member the chance to do a background check on them. That's true. They appointed the board. We see the list of them. We see before they appointed. Now the board are being indicted with all any prior background check or anything to ask for our view. He appointed these people without publishing their names, kept his appointment a secret, called a general meeting on December 10, 2023, and presented his appointees and asked the assembly to vote for them. This contradicts precedent set by the former president and best practice. Many of the members frown on this decision by the president, Judah Parker. I am appealing to your honorable court. 1, a forensic audit of the inaugural committee, financial report, and the area financial records. 2, that all my constitutional right be restored, to include administrator of area general chat room. 3, that the vice president violation of Article 12, Section 2.6 be put before the General Assembly as stated in the Constitution. 4, that I get access to the association bank account. 5, that the court notify the new board of directors that are to be installed into office. Respectfully yours, Robert C. Carey. Attached exhibit, area Constitution, board of director letters to the president mandate to committee heads, press release from the president. So you see that? Mr. Carey added everything that you thought of. Everything that can make the case juicy. He leave nothing behind. Nothing. I have all the exhibits, all what from the board, the press release, everything is attached to the case. In the case, it's not nobody should think it's a secret case that somebody can call somebody to go get you. Go to mycase.com, pull LDR or pull Judah Parker versus Robert Carey. The case will pop up. The case will pop up. So it's not secret. You can have it. If you want a copy of what I was just reading, you can send me text on WhatsApp. I can send you a copy for you to read as well. So this is a serious thing that we have on our hand. The Liberian Association of Indiana should not take this to be your play, should not take this to be your joke. This is very serious that we have to address. And, we have to address it in a very timely manner because you have only 20 days to respond to the court. Other than that, what you don't expect might come up because you have that Florence audit. Don't joke of it. It's very serious. If the court decide to audit you, you'll be giving account of what Rufus Tati did. You'll be giving account to what J.D. Walker. And moreover, we are 501c3 organization. The court do not take those things lightly to start taking donations from people. At the end of the day, the donations are not used for the intended purpose because donors give their donation for specific reasons. That you say, well, we are constructing wells in these places and we need money to construct the wells, and people donate to that identical things that you put on your proposal, and they find out that you're not constructing wells, you are building your house. Those are deception. And when the court find you for deception or misappropriation, you can be sentenced for that. They can ask you sometimes to go through your financial record and make you to pay a huge sum of money to IRS. And if you do not file very well, maybe doing your filing, all these things we're talking about here, you do not file them, and maybe my filing or somebody else's filing, they haven't seen the person attaching your EIN, which is your employer identification number. Because remember, if you register your institution, the first thing they will give you an article of incorporation. The next thing they will give you your EIN from IRS, and that employee identification number. If you give the person your 1099, the person have to take that employee identification number when they file taxes. They will use that employee identification number to IRS. Then IRS will know that this person donates $60 to you, and the person want to claim the $60 on the taxes. And as it stands, no member of the association can boast that they receive any 1099 from this association to file on their taxes. So it means, as it stands, we are in a serious hot water. So there's a remedy to this. Let me just, I don't talk about all the hard one. Let me talk about the shortcut to it. The shortcut today is that Mr. Parker have to bury his pride. Mr. Parker have to bury his pride. The first thing Mr. Parker need to do, Mr. Parker need to call members of the community, elders of the community, and the church members of the community or pastoral council of the community. And he called Mr. Robert Carey. Mr. Robert Carey, I see that you're demanding these things. Okay, because we have this community here, and when it comes to documentations, we can't find documents. Even when you were here, we saw during the going election to even find attendance list, it was hard for us. We ought to go to the court by mistake. When the court demand that Florence audit should be done, it means we are in trouble because we can't present these records. But can we withdraw the case from the court and talk it behind the horse? Mr. Carey must say yes. And when Mr. Carey saying yes to that, what would Mr. Carey be demanding? Mr. Kerry might say, you know what happened? I demanded 5 things here. Probably the order we can throw it out. But all of the rest of it I'm demanding, I need them to be resolved. When you agree, Mr. Kerry said, put it into writing and sign, or put it into writing and notarize it to be used as a legitimate document. He might say so. But if the president allowed this thing to be dragged to court, I can rest assure you, I will certitude, 100% certitude that LDR financial record might drag LDR into something that they don't want. Because once the court see a little discrepancy for the first financial record that the president, sound check onto himself, or the financial secretary sound check onto the president, it means we are in trouble. Yes, you are right, my brother. You are right. They need to address the thing with urgency. No more time to sit down and say, oh, that man go sit down, man. That man move on yet. It's not that thing no more. You see, my pa. I miss my pa. Yeah. My pa day by day now. But anyway, that's the word of the Lord. Sometimes when something happening, we complaining, everybody yelling, we yelling. You know, my pa just say, hey, come on, sit down. I sit down and say, cut it up. When people die for you, you'll find everybody crying. You'll find even the community members who used to see the person with you, or because some people don't even know you, but because they see you crying, they're sorry for you, they will cry with you. But after a few days, all of them will go. Only you will be crying. And that parables have stuck with me for years. And me a whole lot of things. From the beginning of this thing, everybody was talking inside. Oh, Mr. Parker, right? Mr. Parker is the president. Mr. Parker is there. Mr. Parker is the main boss man. We said it clearly here that Mr. Parker is not a boss for Mr. Robert Carey. Mr. Parker is just first among equal. The boss for Robert Carey is the Liberian people that elected him into office. Elected officials are all elected officials. The only difference is he's first among equal. They're looking at Joseph Parker was elected as executive on the executive branch, president of the Republic of Liberia. Yeke Koriba was elected as my brother Jeremiah said, I can answer your call. Jenna, let me just lay the point. Anyway, I'll come out to the address that, my man calling me, I got to answer because the man, he's one of the pioneers in the community, so we got to answer when anytime pioneer call. Mr. Jeremiah, silly. right. Hold on. What kind of problem is this? All right, so let me connect my mic. I think I got issue. Oh, hi Jeremiah. Come on, just trying to connect my mic and mic. All right, Jerry. I think I got it now. Let me just put the volume up. All right. So I got it now. Those of you who are leaving, don't leave. We are back. We are back. The Logan hour is back. So let's take this shot and see. All right. So let's hear from you now. We have been talking here, and we want to hear from all of you now. So all right, hold on, Jeremiah. Send me the voice message. I'm gonna call him back again. Okay, Jeremiah, if you're getting me, you can call me right now. So we have been talking to participate today in the conversation. The number up here is 401-359-5072. I have Mr. Jeremiah Saleh right now on my back. Mr. Saleh, how are you, my brother?
How you doing?
I'm doing okay. What's up? What's your contribution?
Oh well, like many others, I'm surprised when I was in show, like as usual, follow the show, and I was surprised to hear about a lawsuit against the association and some key members who key position within the association. But a lawsuit is not a surprise because when you have a influx of people that within a community, you do expect the community to grow in ideology and change.
Yeah.
And what we should agree to is that back then, when the few people were here, what we took for granted as an association should not be taken for granted now that we are increasing populations and new ideas are coming. So LAI is a well-respected organization, and the legal thing should be done.
It's true.
So for me to question the legality of the process of the SG, I would say I'll be doing disservice to this community. However, you see, Librarians believe in sycophancy.
It's true.
Let me just say that. People believe in sycophancy, they believe in group psychology.
Mm-hmm.
When they are doing things wrongly and they are in group, they tend to coerce and massage their ego.
It's true.
And that's what I've seen with this whole SG and the administration scenario. It's all about egotism. The administration want to flex muscles, and knowing that there are some lapses, little place that because I can't say the leadership should be utopian, without no flaws. Yeah. But there will be lapses, but how you address the lapses and talk to somebody and that is within the system that is this infantile of the system, we have to speak out. But the issue of the lawsuit is an urgent need for the association to address. And I would say going to LAR account to take money for them to address the issue will not be the legal part. It will further it will open more Pandora bags in explanation, because how much we have to go through the lawsuit. That's when we have to dialogue. And it's unfortunate that we are here today and we are discussing this. We are not happy about that.
It's true.
But it's good that we discuss it, because when it started, when the whole situation was embryonic, people were ready in the chat room and saying all other things. But let me tell you now, Philip, when you reach a certain level in life, you don't just make your pen to bleed anywhere.
It's true. It's true.
We'll be giving our own ratings on the scenario. We'll be dichotomizing the scenario and the situation over the weekend, and we'll be putting our full people out there to the association on how we think. But in a chat room and be a politician in a chat room, I feel I've outgrown that. And people are there to always tell administration. Let's look at the history before I leave of this community. There are people, when you look at the track record, the normal operandies is that anybody that win presidency, they go behind that person. And when the person is failing, they run away.
Yeah.
The very people that tell the leader say, 2 days.
Yeah.
Who is scary? Who are these? Guess what? 1 year from now, when Paco is not running for president, they will move from behind Paco and they start telling them, say, what we used to tell Paco to do there, he didn't listen to us.
Hosanna.
Last election, they shifted the blame, and Rufus Tati was a bad man.
Yeah.
The same very people that are working with Rufus Tati that was saying that Jeremiah and Hoti Padmone were the troublesome children in the community. For which today we do not discuss community politics that we used to do. Even though we have the political zest, but we prefer to go on the national level than the local level. Because the people on the local level, they are myopic.
Yeah.
They see very people, some of the young folks that were here before 30. You saw how they inserted before 30 during the election?
Yeah. Yeah.
Similar pattern is happening on with Mr. Parker.
Yeah, I'm a witness.
They want to sit around the glass table and drink and act like they elect the president. But the same very people come and talk behind the president.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying here is that our community is going through a lot right now with this. But we as a community have to come on a common ground. These are tests, trials, and tribulations. Before I leave, let me give you some historical setting. You remember, every regime has their own calamity and tribulations.
It's true.
You do remember doing Rufus 30 time the Prophet Key video leaked.
It's true, yes. And people were accusing you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And some of the very people today who are serving as advisors to this administration and on the board, who are living this community for so many years, serve as Secretary General, serve as parliamentarian, call me one, or rule child, not looking at the record and not looking at who did it. My name was scandalized to the extent that Rufus 30 through the appointment of EC, rejuvenated me back to this community.
Yes.
What is happening in this regime now is lawsuit. It's not insult of people's mother and people's father. And the very people are pointing hands again.
Yeah.
They don't address the issue. They point fingers. People are pointing fingers. That Kerry, that the person making Kerry do this, they cause the issue.
That's the thing.
Is Kerry point legitimate? If it is legitimate, let's say around the table and iron in. Now, I will be leaving you in 1 minute, but let me say this.
Go ahead.
One of the problems we are facing in this community is when you think that people that should serve as board members should always have boy hair, long beard. Few months from now, several librarians in the community will have master, double masters, and doctorate degrees.
It's true.
They accept other organizations within local organizations within the state of Indiana. But in area, when you don't have gray hair and beard and sabu, you can't be a board member. So the very board member make decisions.
Yeah.
How can you say you want to call audit and people volunteer? Even if the person volunteer, you don't believe in their competency. Why can't you give them a job? Let them fail at the job.
It's true.
But you say you run out your own judgment because you are in court and you legitimize your saying. Who call name?
You are right.
These are the people over the years have been dragging their association into paradigm, and they don't want to give other young people the chance. Before arrest, I told the administration, I said the best thing to do. People were here saying, oh, Jeremiah, they appointed Jeremiah to be Yola representative. He turned to offer that. How can I conduct an election in this community where the balance of idea was that achieved? In every election, you know, there are people can say what they want to say.
Yeah.
Even if you try to be fair, they are going to take job. I just legitimate what people are saying. I refuse. But I get an honest opinion today. I will say it properly that I told this administration the best thing to do is to revisit the Constitution. This Constitution, what the last 10 years has been very controversial.
Yeah.
And it's raising a lot of issues. The administration, first of all, the bourgeoisie, everybody want to, show that they got power and want to flex their muscles. What is happening now is, on one of the claim that Kerry is fine, is that our violation of that Constitution. Tell me, if you care that Constitution, even any judge, the controversial within that Constitution will cause a lot of problems and it will question our intellectual capacity in this community. That people. Because when we wrote the Constitution back then, those that wrote the Constitution, the association have minimum members. So we're going by that, but we're expanding. We need to revisit that. That is a cultural, organic document that we just put on the side. And every day, it leads us into classic. So, my dear brother, thank you for giving me the audience.
Yeah, but
I hope,
Jeremiah, before you leave, if you check on Kerry exhibits that he attached to this lawsuit, he have the board response, he have Parker response, and he even attached the Constitution of LDR as well.
That's what I'm saying.
All have been filed.
That's what I'm saying. So, sometimes we as a people, power has a way of exposing people.
It's true.
And we as a people, we have to be careful how we treat each other because for the late area, the association, where people flex their muscles, the way people want to show supremacy, the way people want to show that they in AR and they can govern AR or they can advise the president or advise who in leadership. It's bad. It's Panama. Because of AR, good people that should have been good friends.
Yeah.
Brothers, sit down at the same table. They have so much house feeding and blood.
Tell me
and
about it.
None of us getting paid, Philip.
Tell me about it.
Some of us that used to be really, 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 really aggressive and discuss issue angrily. I look at AR now to be something that the problem that is surrounding the organization, you don't want to really put yourself into it. Even if you have a competency, you really want to preserve your family, your children, and do nothing. This to be on agenda unite us, but it's further dividing us. And when people sit in programs, they make it fun. They say like friends are not united, we are more united. Oh, that's sycophancy, that's all fakery.
Yeah.
We know that good friends, brothers, allies, young people that should be together sitting around the table, pushing claims for our organizations are all divided and backbiting each other from the back just because of that none of us get money from, but we just want to save our community.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the organization will remain supreme, but this administration now have a task at hand.
It's true.
To sit around the table, call other people, and resolve the matter inwardly. You don't want to appear in court because you feel you get loyal.
It's true.
It's not even a good route.
Yes, because you might have to present documents from past leaders.
Yeah, and even when the case start going on and postponing of state position, this administration will accomplish nothing before they leave power. Are they thinking like that? No. Sometimes we have to just lower our ego. I have told the president personally, President, just take a phone call, call your man or say, G.
Yeah.
They make it never be above you.
And I said it here, Jeremiah. I said it here. Even provided recommendations. Tell you where folks are gonna pepper so you call all your executive email can.
Apart from that, you're not like begging somebody. Obama said I will send a video to you on the show. Obama said a thing. Sometimes you say sorry for the leadership of you going, doesn't mean you're weak.
No.
Strong people can say sorry. Even those people, even when people wrong you, sometimes you're good to tell them sorry.
It's true.
That's the philosophy of life. Some people can wrong you, but you tell them sorry for you to move forward. But you see our community, sycophancy in this community, bullying in this community is so to the level where people want to massage political sides, some issues that have to just be dealt with like brothers and sister level. People want to do this. And to my brother Kerry, I feel like his approach a little bit harsh, but again, I don't know. When you say somebody approach is harsh, it's not methodical or it's not mathematical for you to you can't quantify it. You don't know to how he. I can't tell him to how he felt for which he went to that level. I can't quantify that. I can't measure that. It's unmeasurable.
And using the court is the right thing to do because throwing blow to the park would be absolutely the wrong thing to do.
Yeah. So we as a committee now, all the heads, including you guys and all the media, I don't know how you're going to address it.
I've been speaking to some people, elders of the community. I spoke to 2 pastors this morning. I spoke to some of the young people, and I gave them my honest opinion. The best thing to do, have the court that you want to have a conference. You can talk to Kerry, and we'll take it from the court, and you give him what he wants.
Yeah, it has happened. It's unfortunate, but can we handle it in the proper way? There's a signal that the approach that we are using. The last time I went to a meeting, my brother, I said in the meeting, I said, look, kicking on the child was not a good thing. Mr. President, I bet you open it on the meeting.
Yeah.
That approach had not been shown to be methodical because even the information you put that people getting it. Can you add people back? People stood in the meeting and said, we're not adding people back aggressively.
Yeah.
Some of the board members there supported that idea. Oh yeah, we don't need to add people back. If you can't afford for area, this is voluntary.
Mm-hmm.
I can use my money on my child, man. I don't have to go to
But even the system that you pay every year is considered as donation. Has they ever given you a 1099 to file it on your tax before?
Last year I didn't get it.
So you see that?
So it's what I'm saying. So when somebody say, "Oh, Mr. President, open it," I appeal for other people. It's because we're hearing. Our ears are open. The committee people felt about kicking out of the child room. But somebody will stand there and say they want to flex their muscle that they love this administration. Why can't you be objective even on people's faces? I can look at Mr. Paco and say, Mr. Paco, I think this approach is wrong. I don't say they'll say it behind you. But some of them say with the president, they say with the president, they say with the parliamentarian, they say with the vice president, they laugh in their faces when they tell about it, say that manage the organization. We have here the same very colleagues of them. Coming behind closed door to say, man, you need to hold the administration, what we want to do. We have to back down and say, no, we're not taking this approach. And we are quiet in this community because we have to be quiet.
Yeah.
Because people want to use any proper approach to raise issues and facts against you. The people become personal. People become hate for something we don't have money for. We cannot speak our own ideas, our views that should be opinionated, should be suppressed because we want to please everybody. I don't believe in sycophancy. So I'd rather sit that back and just watch. So I will be broke and step on that game.
Thank you
I
so
want to
much.
step on that game.
Thank you so much, my dear brother.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So that was the voice of the most fiery young person in this Liberian community of Indiana called Mr. Jeremiah Sele. Who don't know Mr. Jeremiah Sele on his stance on issues? He's not one of those who people who draw back on issue. He's not some of those sycophants who see what is wrong and do not talk about it. He Jeremiah myself, we got similar attributes. I know tomorrow you will speak to me. We will resolve it later on, but I will not sit down and see things that make no sense and a lie slide. You see what I got on the screen here from Dr. Martin Luther King? He said our lives begin to end. The day we become silent about things that matters. So things that matter, we talk about it. Tomorrow people will sit down and say, oh, but when the man sue the association, why you not say anything about it? Because the reason why we're saying this, because you, the people who donate to the institution, have to know. Imagine the president and the board chairperson received this summer since the 19th. None of you knew about it. 20, 21, 22, 23. Nobody heard about it. 5 days now gone. Nobody now hear anything about lawsuit. I had to go on the state website and I have to pull it up on there before I come and even tell people about what is happening. Because these things are important. So the president won't file his response secretly. Then the board file a response secretly. They did it going for a summer or they did it going for a year, and then the president called the board chairman. The board chairman said, yes, I'm gonna go because yeah, come on. Yeah, I saw your comment here. But let me say this to you, yeah. I think we have been friends in the community for some time. And you're supposed to know me by now. You don't have to know me personally, but you're supposed to know my stance on issues. Honestly. Sometimes when you come up here and say some of these things, it can prompt me to respond. But because of the friendship we have shared over the time and the good memories we have had, sometimes I can't want to respond because it will not look necessary to respond to some of your friends in a harsh manner. But why would I want any of the members of the community to go to jail? Go to jail for what? You think I'm a bitter person? You think I lost the election or whatever? You think I'm hurt? If I'm hurt, why would I be rendering my services to the association? I don't. These things don't move me. The first thing about me as somebody who move on. I participated in a process, and the Liberian people of this community said to me, hey, Philip, we understand, we saw your vision, they are clear, but for now, we prefer this other person. I said, kudos. The day of the inauguration, I never shied away because I was angry, I was vexed. I went there. This is not my pa farm or my mom farm, but you, Jeremiah Chie, and all the rest associated. You people sat down and all of you received that information since the 19th. None of you have said anything about it. The only thing you have been doing, you have been gossiping secretly. All of you have been talking secretly. But none of you brave enough, and you control a media institution as well that's supposed to be credible, balanced, and accurate, and spreading the information about issues of the community. But you can be biased. You can take a side. No, I understand you serve the association, you work at the arm of UDA, but at least bring the message to the people. The people deserve to be informed as to the association. The association do not belong to the president or the board chairperson, that if they are being sued, they have to be secret. So if I come here to talk about it, then you're telling me, oh, Judge Philly already finished passing judgment. Listen, it is the case that is in court right now. The best you can do and your cronies is to advise the president appropriately. Talk to him, Mr. Parker. This is a serious matter. This is a matter that we have to address with urgency, according to what my brother Jeremiah Sele said. Did Jeremiah Sele hate this administration? Jeremiah Sele don't hate nobody. He served this community as an election commissioner. He and myself during the period, we bump heads. Some people even talk up to now Jeremiah Sele and Philip will not be talking for what? My brother had a role that he was playing the very time he was appointed. I shook his hand. I said, my man, good job, serve your community. Even at the time things wasn't going the way I expected to go, we said things to each other, and after the election, it was it. He and myself, we call on the phone, we talk about what happened in the election, and we talk about the crazy, we talk about the kusa, and that's it. I know Jeremiah's wife, I know Jeremiah's daughter, I know Jeremiah's family, Jeremiah know mine, and we're moving on. We don't keep these things. Some of the things here where, yeah, from your comment here, it shows that some of the same reasons why Liberia went to 14 years war. And just from this, your comment you said here, you're clearly trying to incite people. You're trying to make people understand that, oh, Fed is so against the administration that he even want to see the board chairperson going to jail, and he want to see Judah Parker going to jail. That what will make it happen. These things you have to desist. You're my own friend. I'm speaking to you in a friendly manner. Some of you are the kind of people who are pointing hands to rebel and say the other person had a Mandingo man, the other man are Guillaume man. And that's why you're doing exactly on this platform. I have never gone on open table before to make any sarcastic remarks. By me coming up here to discuss issue that is in the court that has been made to be public records, have I committed any wrongs? Or have I committed any crimes? These are the things you people talk behind me. When you people go for your executive meeting or whatever meeting, you sit down and talk all the words about me. Oh, Philip this, I feel it making this, and Philip not, you talk about your progress. Talk about how you can move the community forward. Talk about how can you advise the president to move this community forward and let this board, man, I'm in the interest of this community. That's why I'm talking about this. I don't just come and talk. I talk and offer recommendations. So I don't hit Mr. Parker. I don't hit Richard is my brother. Richard and myself are on having Bangila birthday party. Richard and myself on Grand Bassa. Richard at Bassa, I'm a Bassa. I know Richard's wife. She called me nigga. So why should I hit him? The election is long gone. So now if I take decision and speaking on issues on here, I speak about it very passionately. So it means if I'm speaking about it and expressing some emotions, it means I against these people. Why? I do so many work for LDI behind closed door that you don't know about. I've never come up here one day to brag about things that I do. I have not. So these kind of statements coming up here, if they want the bull chair to go to jail, or if they want the bull and the president to go to jail, that what will make it happen, those are bad. That the same thing you did during the war, you were pointing at people, telling the rebels, say that man a Mandingo man, that man a Gio man, that man a Mano man, and they kill innocent people. That's the same thing you don't. Because other people that don't know will go with that misconception that Philip Logan, because he lost the election, he's so angry, he want to see Parker going to jail. And which, of course, those statements are wrong, and you have to desist. And listen, let it just be that we've been friends for too long. I ain't want to go too far. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being on the Logan's Hour. Oh God, my people, I'm tired, man. I'm tired. All right, so thanks for being on the Logan's Hour. Today is Wednesday. It's now regular time we come on the program, but because we missed the show yesterday, so we pop up here. I see my sister just pop up, Jima family. Jima, I want to say congratulations to you for bringing a very healthy baby into this world. I wish you all the best. I was unable to be at your baby shower because I had other engagements, but however, Uncle Philip will stop by to say hi to the baby too. So, hey guys, thanks for being up here. I see so many people commenting, and but we'll come out and show you again. On Thursday, we'll come out with stimulating story, and trust me, the Liberian community of Indiana, we live here. We are part of the community. We are part of this association. So we don't want anything bad to happen. All we want is the right thing. So, Mr. Parker, this lawsuit, do not take it too personal. You can solve this through a conference. You don't have to go through the whole entire process of adjudications. Those can be conference. Robert Kerry can be called, and we can go and withdraw this case from the court. Robert Kerry is requesting for 5 things, or how many things he's requesting for. We don't have to give in everything. We can solve some of the problem. You see, sometimes I believe in win-win situation. You're right, I'm right. Let's talk about it. Let's scratch it up for the sake of the community. Let's move forward. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being on the Logan's Hour. Until we meet again, we're going to be here again on tomorrow, hopefully. So keep your eyes open for tomorrow. So I want to say bye-bye, like it though, and remember, let's peace reign. To my old man sis Ace, to Brady Alpha, to Celine Valentino, to all of you who are here. I see so many people are here, and I can't call everybody named Vida Duo, Olivia Keep on Chiayi, Jan Volule, G Raji, G Manfambula, Walker, Teresa Williams, G Consistent Morris, Marco Guillon, Glowing Wallow, my own dear big brother Philip Besa, Tele William, Pressure Looking Samuel. Keep going. There are so many people here, so we can call everybody name. Mr. Jeremiah Silly, thank you for participating. And I want to say to all of you who joined us here today, we are grateful you are here. So thank you for being here. We want to say until we meet again, we want to say bye-bye and see you on tomorrow.
In AtunedByBread.com.
Papi, why you coming from your breathing like that?
My daughter. Hey, my daughter, yeah. The old people can say that curiosity kill the cow. Why you no problem again?
Papi, I really don't have problem. But the way you breathing, sir, it's like you're running somewhere.
My daughter? Ha, yaka. If I give you the little G's, you yourself will be running to the same player running. So you just